everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I'm doing my October book haul. I got quite a few books. I'd say probably half pre-orders, half birthday gift to myself because I turned 28 this month, which is really weird. Very, very strange. But anyway, let's get into those. They're sort of in a jumbled order. For the most part, they're backwards. This one does not fit in that though. Vampires Never Get Old, Tales with Fresh Bite by a conglomeration of authors. This is a bunch of short stories that take the lore of vampires and turn it away from the dead old white dude idea. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I did read it because October felt like a good month for it, and I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. There were some stories I didn't like so much, and I just have a thing with short stories where they're very short and I want more. But it was a very good collection. I bought a children's book, P is for Pterodactyl, the worst alphabet book ever, by Raj Haldar and Chris Carpenter, illustrated by Maria Tina Bedia. And this basically is stuff like, you know, P is for pterodactyl, T is for tsunami, K is for night, H is for air, I is not for eye, that kind of stuff. And it's just hilarious and I love it. I would not read this to a 3-year-old because they won't understand the joke, but it's highly entertaining to me and I couldn't not buy it. I mean, I could have, but it wouldn't have been any fun. Then my last pre-order was Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. This is a highly imaginative and original horror comedy centered around a cursed New England boarding school for girls. Wickedly whimsical celebration of the art of storytelling, sapphic love, and the rebellious female spirit. So it sounds like dual perspective. One in 1902, and girls at this boarding school end up dead. Kind of like, what is it? The Hand on the Wall is one of them. Whatever that mystery series by Maureen Johnson is. I read that earlier this year. I'm hoping this is better, because while that one was fun, it was not as good. But this one also has pictures, which is really cool. So I'm hoping that this will be fun. Yeah, 1902, and then a century later we follow somebody as well, trying to figure it out, and things go to hell from there. It sounds fun. I'm hoping it's not actually a horror, because I didn't do enough research if it is, and I don't do horror, and I really don't want to have nightmares, because I'm a huge coward. But here we are. I also bought The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow, which is 1893, no such thing as witches. Used to be, but you know, they all got burned. Technically though, a lot of them got hanged, or drowned. It wasn't just burning, but anyway. If the modern woman wants any measure of power, she must find it at the ballot box. Oh god, I hope the election goes well. But when the Eastwood sisters join the suffragists of New Salem, they pursue the forgotten words and ways that might turn the women's movement into the witches' movement. So they delve into old magics, new alliances, and heal the bond. Or they have to do all that if they want to survive. It sounds really fun. Piera Ford read it this month, and by this month I mean October, and really enjoyed it. So since I know that she's good at knowing which fantasies are excellent, I am pretty solidly satisfied that this will be a very good read. And I got Poisoned by Jennifer Donnelly. This is a Snow White retelling, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Snow White retelling. I love retellings. I really enjoy Jennifer Donnelly's writings. I read Stepsister by her, I believe. I've also read her Mermaid series, which one of the best Mermaid series I've read to date. And I mean, it's a fairy tale retelling. I don't really need to know that much more, especially when I know the author is someone I like. Part of my birthday haul was some nonfictions for myself, starting with The Hidden Life of Ice, Dispatches from a Disappearing World by Marco Tedesco with Alberto Flores de Arque. Ooh, hope I pronounced that right. This one, so Tedesco is a world-leading expert on Arctic ice decline and climate change, and he takes us to Greenland, where they investigate said changes, because climate change is real and it's going to kill us all if nobody does anything. And by nobody, I mean those damn corporations. I'm not all opinionated. It's fine. But yes, I got this one because it just sounds interesting, especially having read did you go? Penguins. The book about penguins. My brain has decided to just fish flop today and not function. So I don't remember the title of Penguins, but whatever penguin book I read where he discovered, well, sort of pseudo-discovered that penguins are necrophiliacs and have gang rapes and fun, not at all fun, stuff like that. But it seemed similar, except without the animal aspect, so I'm very curious how it is. Also got The Last Stargazers by Emily Levesque. This, well, I mean, it's about astronomy. Also, check out the dust jacket, right? And then it gets better, because look at that naked hardcover. Oh my gosh. It's gorgeous. And there's a hole. See, there's a hole. Because yes, I needed to stick that up to my eye. I am 28. It's fine. Anyway, the story of the people who see beyond the stars. So she introduces us to the most powerful telescopes in the world and the people who run them. And it just, again, I've been reading a lot more nonfiction. I've been reading a lot more science nonfiction lately. And this just sounded fantastic, especially after all that astronomy stuff I read back in Rochester. Then I got The Sixth Extinction in Unnatural History by Elizabeth Colbert. And apparently it won a Pulitzer, so that's always nice. Over the last 500 million years, which is a mind-bogglingly large number, 5 mass extinctions where, you know, everything just went to shit. So they're currently trying to predict the 6th extinction, and the cataclysm is us, because if you haven't figured that out, where the hell have you been? But this ought to be really interesting as well. Part of it was definitely, my friend Chelsea and I have talked about extinction and what's coming down the road as far as climate change and humans' emphasis, that's not the right word, impact is the right word, on climate change and speeding it up or causing it or what have you. And she also really likes dinosaurs. I realize this is a mammoth, not a dinosaur, but she enjoys fossils, and so it was kind of that, ooh, that sounds interesting, and hey, why not? Then I heard so much hype about Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse this month. This is a new release, and I didn't have it pre-ordered. It was something that was just sort of, ooh yeah, that sounds cool, not necessarily cool enough to pre-order. Apparently I made a huge mistake, so I went and bought it for my birthday because evidently it is just the best thing ever. To be fair, that map though. A god will return when the earth and sky converge under the Black Sun. It is the first in a trilogy inspired by the civilizations of pre-Columbian Americans and woven into a tale of celestial prophecies, political intrigue, and forbidden magic. So yeah, I clearly made a huge mistake not pre-ordering this, but I have it now, and I'm gonna read it, although God knows when, but I will read it. So, I'm very excited to delve into this one. I then got Meteorite, which is the last one I bought for my birthday. How Stones from Outer Space Made Our World by Tim Gregory. Another nonfiction about astronomy and specifically meteorites falling to the earth and how they impact us and stuff like that and what the history behind them has been. Again, I'm just really into nonfiction in general, but this year it seems to be very heavily skewed in favor of not science. Not a bad thing. Then we have Kingdom of Sea and Stone, which is the sequel to Crown of Coral and Pearl, which I have not read yet, by Mara Rutherford. This is a fantasy book. I am not going to look at the synopsis because, like I said, haven't read the first one. It's something I need to fix. But they're fairly short, so I should be able to binge them in one weekend, given the time. But yeah, it sounds really good. It is nautical, sort of themed set, and I love that, so I'm hoping that this is going to be as good as I want it. And another nonfiction, which is The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk, MD. I got this on the recommendation of my boss. I got it on the recommendation of my boss. It deals with how to cope with trauma that's happened in your life, and maybe someday I will tell you what I mean, but not now. Got The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. Girl falls in love with the devil. The price she pays is that nobody remembers her. And then somebody shows up and remembers her. I say that like it's a question because I think that's what it is. Not entirely sure. But I've heard both good and bad things about this. I've heard really mixed things. I have heard that it is very slow. I don't mind slow if it's a good slow. So here's hoping. I was meant to buddy read this, but I was so focused on Outlander that this got thrown by the wayside, so instead I'll read it on my own at some point. Truly, I had to finish off The Trials of Apollo by Rick Riordan. This is the last in the Apollo series and the last book that has Percy in it, which is really bittersweet. The ends of trilogies, or series rather, always are, but especially one that's been going for 15 years. So I'm really excited to read this because I love Rick Riordan's writing, his characters, his plots. He's an amazing author on multiple levels, but I also don't want to say goodbye to Percy. So I'm probably going to have to go back and reread the series, all of them, after I finish this, just to not say goodbye. I realize I haven't really been doing synopses. Sorry. The first one I got was The Glass Queen by Gina Showalter. This is the sequel to The Evil Queen, which is a Snow White retelling, but it really takes the trope and turns it on its head. I loved the first one. Adored it. It was a complete cover buy. To be fair, these covers are fucking gorgeous. But I am really excited to get to this one. I would like to get to it in the next couple of months. I really want to get through several of these series. I have to focus on getting through these damn Outlander books first, and then we'll be able to really fly through some of these books because they're not 1,400 pages. But I am so excited about this one because I loved the first one. Loved. And then the last one is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. I adore Naomi Novik's work. I have read her entire Temeraire series. I have not read Spinning Silver yet, although that was a gift from one of my colleagues in Rochester. And I have read, God, it's not the whatever one is with the forest and it's got a goldish yellow cover. I can't remember the name of it again, brain quitting. But this one is a dark academia magic setting. Magic schools are super fun, and I love her in general, so I had to get this one. There was no question. I'm a little surprised at how not long these take. To be fair, I haven't filmed in a month, so that could be part of it. Anyway, those are all of the books I bought this month. There are 3 more that I received this month in my birthday haul, which will probably have gone up by now. So you will know that the amazing Abby from Autumn Pelennor sent me 3 books for my birthday, which is super sweet, and I'm really excited to get to all of them. Those are all the books, which I said already, but we're saying it again. I hope you enjoyed. If you've read any of these or want to read any of these, have thoughts, let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.